I am battling a rare cancer called stage 4 GIST, GIST. It stands for gastrointestinal stromal tumor. I got the diagnosis on my 31st birthday, which was September of 2022. And mind you, that was after surgery. I believe I sent you a picture of me in a hospital bed. I'm cut from my hip bone to my sternum. It's like a 12-inch scar. During that, I lost about a quarter to a third of my internals. You know, some of my stomach, some of my intestines. A softball-sized tumor was removed out of my stomach and intestines.
Wow.
And then they pulled a chunk of my liver, a smaller chunk where another tumor was. And they didn't know what it was. I stayed in the hospital for 7 to 9 days, had to have physical therapy to learn how to walk again, because when I tried to move my left leg, I could feel it in my guts because they cut through all the nerves and everything.
Yeah.
I dealt with nerve damage after the surgery.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
At that point in time, during the 7 to 9 days in the hospital, I didn't know I had cancer inside of me. I was told they were benign tumors because of the endoscopies we did prior to that. And flash forward to my 31st birthday, which was September 22, I walk into the local cancer center to go over the biopsies after they surgically did the biopsies once they were removed out of my body. Came back stage 4 GIST, gastrointestinal stromal tumor. And I straight up asked the oncologist, I was like, what's your estimated timeline for me? And their estimated timeline was 6 months of life because I was misdiagnosed. I'm like, what do you mean I was misdiagnosed? And she shows me on the charts, flashing back to when I was 25 or 26 years old, when I had my gallbladder removed. That tumor that was the size of a softball was the size of a pea, whatever. But in that 5-year period, it spread, it got bigger. The softball size went to my liver, hence stage 4. And for me, like, my heart instantly broke. I'm like, I lost my father in 2019 from stage 4 throat cancer. He was gone in like a 4-month duration, which, how do I phrase this? We'll get to it, but there's different types of cancer. They act differently. I'm lucky mine is the way it is, but I've been able to control it, thankfully. But I couldn't believe I had cancer in the first place inside of me because, I thought I was in shape. I thought I took care of myself. I was never fat. I've always been a thin, taller individual most of my life. My job since out of high school, I worked in the woods, or a professional tree climber, professional tree service. So I had the muscles, I was in shape. And then next thing you know, here's surgery, here's a stage 4 diagnosis. I'm like, oh, so much for 3 months off from work. I'm still off working. I'm 3 years later, not working.